No spot on Earth is immune from a natural disaster. It is likely that natural disasters are caused by weather and climate events and other occurrences that originate at Earth's surface or within the planet itself. However, in today's modern era, human activity and influence can also be witnessed in impacting the physical environment in many ways and evoking natural catastrophes. The human activities that have changed global weather patterns in recent years have led to an increase in natural disasters like flooding, landslides, heat waves, and forest fires. Natural cataclysm varies from region to region. Oceanic islands like Solomon, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, etc. are at the risk of storms rolling from the Pacific and seismic activities which increase the likelihood of tsunamis. While taking the example of Africa, droughts are worsening with the warming climate and diseases like typhoid, acute meningitis and malaria run rampant during the dry season. Now, talking about the huge tsunami waves, earthquakes that make you groove, thunderstorms like gods playing heavy guitar solos, cyclones and landslides. Do you think that only these 5 factors are responsible for triggering a natural tragedy? What if a big mountain right beside the township you live in farts out huge amount of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide gases in the atmosphere and poops out enormous amount of molten lava flowing down the mountain? That is too a reversal of fortune. At present, let's discover one of the most eruptive volcanoes from Earth. Located in the Southeast Asia region where 75% of the world's active volcanoes are stationed. Mount Mayon in Philippines has a legendary folklore, though it also has a bad reputation for swallowing thousands of lives, as it has been active and erupting since 16th century. Within the Bicol region of southeastern Luzon, Mount Mayon is shared by 8 municipalities and cities. It rises to an elevation of 2,462 meters above sea level, with a base of 130 kilometers from the shores of Albay Gulf. It is considered to be the world's perfect volcano cone because of the symmetry of its shape. As one of the top tourist spots in the country and being the centerpiece of the Albay Biosphere Reserve, it was nominated as a World Heritage Site by the UNESCO on 20th of March 2015. According to UNESCO, the 5,459 hectares of Mayon Volcano National Park is a home to over 156 floral species, belonging to 36 families and 83 species of trees. It is also a habitat for 104 species of land vertebrates, including 57 species of birds, 10 species of amphibians, 24 species of reptiles, and 13 species of mammals. The exact number of its historical eruptions is conflicting. Though according to UNESCO's data, it has erupted more than 50 times till present. The most deadly and pyroclastic flow of lava happened in 1814 when 5 towns in its periphery were destroyed, killing and claiming the lives of more than 1,200 people and their properties. An eruption in 1993 resulted in 79 deaths. Subsequently, more eruptions were recorded in the years of 2000, 2006, 2009, 2014 and 2018, forcing tens of thousands of people in nearby villages to evacuate. Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, the nodal agency for monitoring the active volcanoes in the country, in its recent report, as on 3rd of November 2022, states that Mount Mayon has been emitting sulfur dioxide at an average of 276 tons per day. Based on ground deformation patterns and precise technical monitoring, the Mayon volcano has been slightly inflated since 2020. Well, Mount Mayon also has a folktale of its formation with a fateful story of star-crossed lovers with a tragic ending. It is likely that there was a tribal chief of Ravish named Makusog in the land of Ibalon, the ancient name of Bicol. Makusog had a daughter named Magayon, who eventually grew up to be a beautiful maiden. Many men from remote tribes went to her village just to glimpse her beauty and to get her attention. Among many men, there was one handsome haughty warrior chief named Paktuga or Paratuga from the neighboring tribe of Iriga, who happened to be an excellent hunter. To win Magayon's heart, he presented many grand gifts. However, she did not respond to his feelings as he was very arrogant in nature and gets easily angered. As the story continues, one day while Magayon was bathing in the Yava river, she slipped on the rocks and fell into it, crying and struggling for help to be rescued as the flow of the river was too strong. It was at that time a handsome Tagalog chocolate prince named Panganoron was passing by the river with his bodyguard named Amihan. As soon as they heard her cries and water splashing, they rushed for help. It was Panganoron who rescued her out of the river. After her rescue, Magayon was immediately attracted by the man's bravery and thanked him for saving her. Later, both were captivated to each other and soon they started to have feelings from both their ends. Soon after that, Panganoron approached her father to ask for his blessings to marry his daughter, but he was initially turned away as because marriage outside the clan was forbidden. But after realizing that his daughter was so happy being in love with Panganoron, he eventually agreed to it and supported their union. Later in the story, when Paktuga, the mighty haughty warrior, discovered their relationship, he was fiercely angered and was jealous. Magayon tried to run away with her lover to escape the enraged suitor. To force Magayon's hand in marriage, Paktuga captured her father Makusog and threatened to kill him. Left with no other choice, she agreed so that her father could be freed. On the wedding day, Panganoron gathered his men and came to the rescue of Magayon and her father. A gruesome battle took place between both the tribes and eventually he killed Paktuga in a remarkable combat. Upon Panganoron's victory, Magayon ran to embrace him but was suddenly struck by a poisoned arrow shot by one of the Paktuga's warrior. While Panganoron was kneeling over the dying body of Magayon, another enemy warrior stabbed him from behind, initially killing him. According to a different myth, he was promptly beheaded. While another version of the myth states that it was Panganoron who was shot by an arrow and died in Magayon's arms. As Paktuga's warriors surrounded the couple, Magayon took Panganoron's knife and shouted his name in grief before stabbing herself to death. So, Magayon's father decided to bury the lovers together. The tale states that years after their death, the ground where the couple was buried began to rise, taking the shape of a towering volcano, an emblem of their immense love for each other. Some people believe that this volcano is a curse of Magayon for taking her own life, but most of the Bicolanos think that the volcano represents Magayon and the clouds surrounding the peak is Panganoron. It is said that Makusog named the volcano Mayon after his beloved daughter. Till today, some locals believe that whenever the Mayon erupts, Paktuga is pestering Magayon or challenging Panganoron in the spirit realm. They have also convinced themselves that whenever the volcano is calm or clouds emerge at the top of the peak, it is Panganoron who is hugging Magayon or the two lovers are kissing each other. This photo of Mayon Volcano's 2018 eruption was taken by a freelance photographer named Siriaco June Santiago III. It spread like wildfire on the internet, as the clouds of volcanic ash and smoke perfectly resembles an iconic scene from its folklore. To mark the honor of this beauty and bounty of Albay province, a festival derived from the popular legend of Mayon Volcano is held in Legazpi city each year in the month of May. The main highlight of this event is the reenactment of the tragic love story of Taragang Magayon and Panganoro. During the celebration, the streets come alive with diverse cultural events where the natives showcase their different ways of life. The most spectacular thing about this festival is that blends of culture, religion and rich heritage of the locals in Albay province comes together. Festivals in Philippines are known for all sorts of competitions. So, it's no surprise that there are plenty of those during Magayon festival, such as singing competitions, dance competitions, volleyball tournaments, quiz nights and talent competitions. Obviously, it won't be a true Filipino festival without a street dance competition. That's another event to look out for. It includes locals from all over the province in colorful costumes, showing off their great moves and battling it out for the titles of the best. After all the research the scientists and the volcanologists have done, they found out that any kind of natural disaster is not within the reach of science. Though the natural tragedies caused due to humanity's ignorance can be brought under control, science still yearns to discover the means of control or stop volcanic eruptions before they begin. Till date, there have been no successful efforts to start or stop or reduce a volcanic eruption. However, the ideas exist and discussions are underway. By accurately forecasting a volcanic eruption, scientists and decision makers can reduce the risk and damage to human health and property through preparation and evacuation. Unfortunately, eruption forecasting is not totally accurate or reliable. If we were that much technically advanced to stop a volcano from erupting, we would be living in space and in habitats built underneath the oceans and on other worlds. However, if we are able to initiate a volcanic eruption, we could schedule the event and prepare. Proper evacuation can lead to effective elimination of the risk towards human well-being. Now, volcanoes aren't just a force of destruction. They are probably the reason we have an atmosphere on this planet. Most of the gas they spew is water vapor, and they build islands such as the Luzon with fertile lands and having many different species of flora and fauna.